Hello Internet, I'm the Rifter, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the government controls your mind with the help of fluoride. Wait a second, how does the government get me to use fluoride other than in toothpaste? Oh, that's the whole point of this video. There is a conspiracy theory surrounding drinking water in the United States of America and several other countries. I'm not here to tell you whether or not a conspiracy exists or whether or not it's true. I'm merely here to present some facts about fluoride and the timeline in which it was introduced. I'm going to try and make this as simple and straightforward as possible. So the conspiracy theory goes all the way back to a company called Alcoa, the Aluminum Company of America. This company did and still does work with aluminum and aluminum fabrication. A toxic byproduct of aluminum is, you guessed it, fluoride. And when you are a company that specializes in aluminum fabrication, you literally have a ton of it and nothing to do with it. In 1939, there were tests performed on rats to find out what the possible, if any, health benefits were to adding fluoride to water. The finding of that test was that rats ingesting fluoridated water had a reduction in cavities. Therefore, that proved that fluoridated water reduces cavities, and it is safe for consumption. Well, if you can imagine a company finding out their toxic waste could help reduce cavities, if you only added it to the drinking water, you can bet they're pretty excited to exploit that, since they could also charge for the toxic waste that they produced. In 1939, the first public proposal that the U.S. should fluoridate its water supply was made. So great, right? We're doing some good with our byproduct. Not so fast. The only problem about the recommendation was that the recommendation was made by an Alcoa-sponsored biochemist, not a doctor and not a dentist. This recommendation came from an industry scientist that worked for a company that was actually threatened by fluoride claims. And what better way to take care of an excess of fluoride than to find a way to get someone to pay for it and then throw it in some drinking water? You know, something everyone needs. This brings us to the year 1945. Grand Rapids, Michigan was the first community in the world to add fluoride to its drinking water for the purposes of dental health. So January 25th, 1945 was where the trail of fluoridation begins. By 1951, the U.S. Public Health Service has added fluoridation as an official policy. At the end of 2012, 67.1% of the U.S. population were receiving public water with added fluoridation or with naturally occurring fluoride levels above the standard levels. World War II took place between September 1st, 1939 and September 2nd, 1945. You may be wondering why I'm bringing up World War II in a conspiracy about water fluoridation and mind control. Somewhere within the timeline of World War II, Hitler supposedly began fluoridating the water to make the Jews more docile and open to suggestion. In my research, I found no evidence of this happening. I've seen several instances of people posting about it, but I was actually unable to find any definitive proof. Anyone who has an official source other than anti-fluoride websites, feel free to link in the comments down below. Sure, Hitler was a terrible human being. I'm not debating this. However, one of the biggest arguments to forego the fluoridation of the water supply is this example. So here's some facts about fluoride. Sodium fluoride is the main ingredient, or at least a partial ingredient, in many different areas. For example, sodium fluoride is most commonly used in pesticides, fungicides, and insecticides. It is used as a preservative in adhesives. Sodium fluoride is also used in making steel and aluminum products. It also prevents the growth of fungus, mold, and bacteria. That is one reason why it is added to toothpaste. Cavities are caused by bacteria that works its way into small pores in teeth. However, in water treatment, fluoride comes into contact with a minimal amount of teeth. To me, it seems like most of your insides come into contact with fluoride than anything else. Now, I'm not a doctor or a dentist, but remember, the man that said it was safe initially was not either. The health effects of too much fluoride to me outweigh the proposed benefits. 1/10 of an ounce per every 100 pounds of body weight is fatal in adult humans. 1/100th of an ounce per every 10 pounds of body weight in an infant is fatal. There have been actual scientific studies done that show fluoride can cause bone cancer as well as neurological problems. It is actual toxic waste from the aluminum industry that is being put into your water supply, which I urge you to do your own research on. It is a primary ingredient in rat and roach poisons. It is a basic ingredient to sarin nerve gas and Prozac. Hitler may or may not have used it to sterilize and make the Jews in concentration camps more docile. The EPA lists fluoride as a hazardous waste, and it calcifies the pineal gland in your brain. Those are all facts. So how does the government control you with sodium fluoride? First, let's find out where dental health comes from. Proper dental health comes from a balanced diet with plenty of calcium, a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, and low in sugary foods. In research surrounding children and exposure to sodium fluoride, well, the results are pretty conclusive. Fluoride exposure to young or developing minds can have damage to their neurological development. This can actually lower IQs and really has no purpose in drinking water. Fluoride only works when applied directly to the surface of a tooth. There have been more than 23 studies done on humans linking fluoride to brain damage. There have been even more studies on animals linking it to brain damage. So why does the government continuously put fluoride in the drinking water? Your guess is as good as mine. But the assumption is that over generations of children raised by other generations fed on fluoridated water will dumb down the population. So they will all be more easily led astray and not question certain actions. My conclusion out of all of this, while I did find a lot of information about sodium fluoride, the conspiracy isn't the biggest concern to me. My take on this conspiracy is that the potential health benefits do not outweigh the potential consequences of fluoridating water. But I guess that is the main point of the conspiracy theory. Sterility is a pretty serious side effect. Less population and less intelligent population could eventually develop into a mindless workforce of warm bodies to fill a spot in a production factory. Also, when I was in 8th grade earth science, I seem to remember reading that pure fluorine gas is so volatile and reactive that it will react with just about any element it touches, with the exception of nitrogen and oxygen. Again, this rabbit hole goes much deeper than the main points I present here, but I feel like these are the most detrimental to the argument. Do I think the government is trying to control us with the aid of water fluoridation? With all the research done on the side effects of fluoride, which is clearly presented in several studies, I'm not sure why local and federal governments would continue to put it in our water supply. There are studies that show it can lead to docility and sterility. I'll leave that up to you to decide. I drink bottled water, and I know the main drawback in bottled water is that they don't have to disclose the fluoride levels. But if you stick to reverse osmosis purified water, then the chances you are drinking water with most, if not all, fluoride levels removed. I'm not sure if I buy into the government conspiracy portion of it, but eventually I could see the possibility. Well, that just about does it for this video. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please click the like button to let me know. If you'd like to be notified about new videos on my channel, click that subscribe button and then click the bell to get all the notifications. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will try to keep up. Once again, I'm the Rifter, and thank you for watching the Rifter Conspiracy. I'll see you guys in the next video.